You're watching EBC, the Egyptian Broadcasting Corporation, your trusted source for news. Good morning. We are following several stories very closely. Let's run through the day's headlines, and then we are honored to have as our guest today, Pharaoh, King of Egypt. First off, Moses, the Prince of Egypt, is missing. Sources close to the prince say that he has recently been very troubled by the Israelite slaves and by the slavery that Egypt has been imposing on them. They do not know, however, if his disappearance is connected in any way with this discomfort. Anyone with information on the prince's whereabouts are encouraged to contact the police immediately. In other news, a civil servant has been found dead. The name of the civil servant has not been released, pending notification of his family. He worked in the Ministry of Israelite Slavery and oversaw important construction projects in the garrison city of Pitom, where he supervised a number of Israelite slaves. Authorities suspect foul play, but no suspect has been arrested in connection with the death. There are reports that Moses' disappearance and the taskmaster's death are connected. Top palace officials spoke to us anonymously because they did not have permission to comment publicly. They said that Pharaoh believes that Moses killed the taskmaster and is seeking his arrest and execution. Asked to comment, the palace press secretary called this fake news and sought an investigation into government leakers. That's it for today's headlines. We continue on with our interview now, and our guest for today, Pharaoh, King of Egypt. Pharaoh, thank you for joining us. Now, you heard our headlines. Would you care to offer a comment on them?
This Moses, he's giving me quite a headache. The thing about the taskmaster, that is under investigation at the moment. So any of this other information that you're hearing about them being connected, again, I want to say is fake news. Okay? That's it.
Fake news. Okay, thank you very much. I just want to interject here and say that EBC, the Egyptian Broadcasting Corporation, does verify all facts before reporting. Now, let's continue on with the interview. Many people are wondering, why enslave the Israelites?
Well, why not? They're there. We need some slaves. There you go.
What do we need the slaves for?
Well, to build this wonderful, great big city that we're building at the moment. Definitely need some slaves for that.
Many people are saying that it's the Israelites that are being enslaved rather than the Egyptians because they're strangers and nobody really cares about them too much.
Well,
do you have anything to say about that?
Yes, yes, exactly. I mean, they're a bit different, a bit weird, just kind of doing their own thing. So, yeah, it seems like the right choice, really,
What makes them strangers?
Well, again, they're doing their own thing. They've got their own religion, their own language, their own holidays. It's kind of doesn't really fall in line with the whole, Egyptian thing,
You mentioned their own religion, Judaism. That's what you're referring to,
yes,
Judaism.
Yes.
Is it bad to have a minority faith? Is it bad to have people come into our country who don't share the Egyptian majority religion?
Well, we were having our certain days, in our temples, and they're not really joining in with it. And then they want to have their own holidays on a day when we're trying to do some work. So it's it's kind of a bit of an annoyance, to say the least.
I see. You also mentioned that the Israelites have their own language, Hebrew.
Yes.
And you've proposed new legislation making Egyptian the official language of Egypt and banning the use of Hebrew in all public discourse. Could you comment on that?
Well, I need to be able to understand. I'm trying to talk to the slave, and then they're talking to each other in Hebrew. They might be talking about me. I don't know. So that's it, Everyone's speaking Egyptian.
I see. And you previously also talked about in Judaism, they wanted their own holidays. One of them is Shabbat. They want a day off every single week to rest.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Well, again, we need people working. We don't have time to be sitting around, just eating food and doing nothing. We've got a big city to build, so definitely no days off. No.
Would you say that a person's worth comes entirely from the work that they do for you and for Egypt?
Yeah, I suppose so.
That people don't have their own inherent dignity bestowed upon them by God?
No, definitely not. No.
Okay, there you have it, the official position of Pharaoh, King of Egypt, who speaks for the country. Pharaoh, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having
me. We
me.
hope to see you again some other time. And to our viewers out there, both in Egypt and around the world, thank you for joining us, and join us here every day for headlines and exclusive interviews. Bye now.